Tenana, I think it's T-E-N-A-H-A, Ten-Eha. Do we have a resident Mexican? I keep forgetting that Mark is not Mexican. He's Spanish. I keep forgetting. Tinaja, I think it is. Roderick Daniels was traveling through there in 2007. He says he was a victim of highway robbery. He says he was ordered to pull over his car and surrender his jewelry and $8,500 in cash that he had with him to buy a new car. But he couldn't go to the police to report it because guess what? They were the police. They've been shaking people down in Texas. I don't doubt it. It's all a shakedown. $1,000 ticket or just take your jewelry. It's all the same thing. Now, before we go back to Stephen Miller and all of the people at 866-995-2735 who want to get through, and you will, by the way, let's go to Nishan Ali, our man with the most, who always 699-52735. Stephen Miller is here. I was telling you about, Stephen, you heard me talking about the Texas town where they're not even just writing tickets. They're just saying, give me that jewelry, give me that cash. But it's all...
They'll take whatever they get.
Well, you know, it's all a shakedown, all of it. Let's go to Sean in San Leandro. Welcome to the Carell Show. You're on with Carell and Stephen Miller of TicketBuster.com.
It's actually Ticket.
Right there. What if I came? Bust.com. Sorry about that.
That's okay. There's another Ticket Busters.
Oh, well, forget them. Keep the ER off of there. All right, Sean, welcome to the show.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm well.
Hi, great show. I'm actually a commercial truck driver. Also, I own a demolition company.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a great one for you. Great topic. There's a scam they got going where they actually write tickets for trucks, fix-it tickets, claiming that the vehicle's unsafe to drive.
Mm-hmm.
You know, these are vehicles that can pull 80,000 pounds, and the ticket is just a fix-it ticket. As long as you pay the fine, you don't have to fix the part, and now all of a sudden the vehicle's safe to go down the road.
What? You get a fix-it ticket, but you can just pay a fine and not fix the thing, and that's fine?
Yes, and really the part is not, the part is not making the vehicle unsafe. Otherwise, I would fix the part.
Right.
But the part is, it's cheaper just to pay the fine and than to fix the part.
Oh, this is ridiculous. Sean, thank you for your call. I mean, Steve, I'm sure you hear ridiculous like this all the time, right?
Oh, we hear lots of ridiculous things. I'm wondering what county that's in, though, because I haven't heard of that too often. The thing is, with fix-it tickets, it doesn't carry a point on the record, so
Right.
they know you're just going to pay it.
Right. Well, I don't drink, okay? So when I do drink, I'm very careful because I ride a motorcycle. And last Saturday night, I went out with Patrick and his wife, and Patrick shall be ever known as the Antichrist from now on. And after the Antichrist poured all that Jack Daniels down me, I, of course, could not get on my motorcycle. Well, I did for a minute, and then I got off. And because it's got two wheels and they lock, I was able to just stand behind it and push it down the road, which was very fun while drunk. But when I got the next day, I was telling James, my friend James, about that, and he asked me if I left the key in the motorcycle. And I said, I'm sure I did. I mean, it was turned off, and it wasn't on, but the key was in it. He said they would still give me a ticket for DUI if they found me pushing my motorcycle down the street with the key in it. They would still give me a ticket for DUI. And I'm like, you're kidding. And then guess what he did? Told me a story of a friend who was pushing his motorcycle down the street, but the key was in it. They pulled him over, gave him a sobriety test. He failed, and they gave him a ticket for DUI. And he wasn't driving.
Yeah, I have even heard that they give tickets. The key doesn't even have to be in, but if you're in your car and you're drunk, they come over to, let's say you're on the side of the road and you're intoxicated, then the car isn't even on. They still give you a ticket.
So I heard that too. He told me the same thing. He said he had a buddy back in Tennessee who pulled over, doing the right thing, pulled over to sleep it off on the side of the road or wherever, a safe distance off the shoulder. The cop came, knocked on the car, woke him up. He got out of the car and said, "What's up, officer? I'm a little buzzed. I'm sleeping it off." And the cop immediately gave him a DUI right then and there.
Right there.
Right, and he was sleeping it off, and that they gave him a DUI. I mean, I said earlier that there's no recourse here. Is this just going to keep getting worse and worse?
I think with the state of the economy right now, especially California and their budget crisis, I don't think there's much anybody can do to prevent it from getting worse. The fines are going up. They have to raise revenue. 86% of their fees, as I mentioned earlier, come from traffic infractions. They need the money. Realistically, I don't see how it can get any better right now.
Great. Fidel in Vallejo at 866-995-2735. Welcome, Fidel.
Hey, Corey, how you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
Well, look, Chuck, I'm a big fan, by the way.
Oh,
I've been
thank
hearing
you.
your station for the past couple of months.
Thank you.
But look, it's just a good station. But look, I want to tell you, talking about those traffic tickets.
Uh-huh.
A couple of weeks ago, I got a fix-it ticket. And the thing was, the officer just pulled me over. He was on a motorcycle. He just pulled me over, and he told me that my taillights were out. I'm like, oh, really, officer? And I was trying to step out my car for the taillights, and I couldn't. Oh, my God. And he was telling me that I got my taillights out, that he's going to give me a fixing ticket. Like, okay, whatever. So then he let me go after that. So then I got off the next and I checked my taillights, and they were perfectly fine.
He was just fishing. I mean, they often do that. You sound Hispanic, so you were driving while Hispanic. So obviously you have to be guilty of something. I mean, and thank you for your call, Fidel. But Steve, that is very true. I mean, when I lived in Huntington Beach, my friend Lorenzo, rest his soul now, every single time he came down, he got pulled over. He was black. Every single time he came down. I mean, they do this, and then they're looking for a reason to give you a ticket, correct?
Yeah, and they once they got you pulled over, they have to give you something.
Right. They can't just say I pulled you over because you're black.
Right.
Even though that would be more the truth. But by the way, I am not slighting law enforcement here. You know I love you. But some of you out there, some of you CHP, you need to let some people go. Okay, you need to say to these people, and we're going to come back with all your calls, and Stephen Miller from TicketBust.com. That's TicketBust.com, 866-995-2735. We're going to tell you some recourse and things you can do. But I do want to say this to a lot of you cops that listen to me. Sometimes you need to let a boy go. Okay? Just because we ain't got boobs and we can't cry and everything, you need to let a boy go sometime. Sometimes you need to say, go fix your light. Or, you know what, just pull over there and do this. Whatever. You don't always have to get out that damn book the minute you see somebody. Whatever happened to making sure that it's safety that you're concerned with and not revenues? And if you're a cop out there listening, of which I have many, I'd love to hear your input at 866-995-2735, 866-99-KAREL. That would mean that I am Carell, even though I sound like Froggy, and it is the Carell Show. Carell Show, and I am Carell, heard Monday through Thursday, 9 to midnight, even if my voice sometimes does not cooperate. 866-995-2735. I have to save it. I think I'm going to go to the motorcycle races this Sunday night. I might even go by myself. I might. Who knows? I'm going to go down to Costa Mesa Speedway, maybe. I might. Stranger things have happened. By the way, I know I am heard up and down the coast, including Monterey, Santa Cruz, and further down, further up. My hearts go out to everybody affected by the Santa Barbara fires. But I'm so jaded about wildfires now because we have them constantly. So, my heart goes out to you. I hope everybody is safe. I hope we remember that there's animals involved as well. And the first responders, thank you so much. Each and every fire season, which is all the time now, 12 months out of the year, we are on fire alert. But thanks to our first responders whose resources continue to get cut. And yet they continue to be there and do just an excellent, excellent job for us. And my hats go off to every first responder, including the police. I have nothing against the police, the highway patrol. They all do a job. I have a problem with extortion, and that's what this whole ticket racket has become. It is not about making us safer anymore. It's about who can pay what. And if you don't pay, you get a failure to appear. How many of you have had that? Raise your hand. Mine's up. And then you get the failure to appear, and then you don't want to go back because you're afraid, and the money's just spiraling out of control. And if you go back, they might throw you in jail, or they'll ask you for money you don't have. Well, that's all bull. If you have a failure to appear, you should go back because they'll work with you. They really will. They don't want to spend money incarcerating you. But that being said, you're allowed at that point to have some legal counsel. Maybe you'd want it. We can ask Steve Miller about that. He's from TicketBust.com. We're talking with him and all of you on the phones at 866-995-2735. What about that, Steve? Some people, they don't go back and they get that